Okay, we are, 1 second. I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, good. Sharon, Rich?
Yes. Yes.
You are already rich. Why you are on this podcast?
Well, because I want to inspire people, and sometimes life isn't just about, there's different kinds of ways to be rich, and I want to be rich in life and
okay, excellent.
and
so Sharon, you are an author, owner and beauty
Yes.
advisor and executive response case unit analyst at Citi.
Yes.
Okay, I know we already met. Help me to recall, what did we talk about on last call?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What did we talk about in our last call?
Oh, that I'm an author of 3 books, and I'd like to get them out more into the public, and that my bread and butter is my job with Citibank is really how I make my income.
Okay, excellent. How young are you?
I am 55.
55. Okay. Today, this is second guest is 55. What's going on?
What's going on?
There's another
What do you
guest
mean?
came today. He was 65.
55, 55.
Yeah,
55.
he was 55
Yeah.
too. 55.
Uh-huh.
So 2 day guests in the same day with the same age.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. That's
Okay.
funny.
It's such a coincidence. Just happened like maybe
That's
hour
strange.
2 hours ago. Yeah. Yeah. It's coincident. So I have your website and sorry. And what's the impactful book you're going to mention today?
So I'm mostly going to talk about my most recent book. This is
Okay.
the one
I understand that. Someone
Yeah.
else's book you are going to, I'm going to ask, I will give you the chance to talk about your own book. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Here's the
Okay.
one, here's the one question which I need the
Oh,
answer.
the most impactful book. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's this one. This is the most impactful book. This book changed my life. I read this book a few years after my mother died.
Okay,
and I
understood.
actually
It's
know the
okay.
author and met the author.
Understood.
I consider
When
her
I
a
ask
friend.
that question, just talk about that book, and then I will ask a follow-up question for your own book, so then you can show one by one. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I will ask you a question. Only talk about your one book at a time. Do not mix it up all
Okay.
three. Okay. Because
Okay.
each one is a separate clip that they don't void the other one. Okay.
Okay.
So I give you the opportunity to talk your 3 books. Don't worry. I have plenty of time.
Okay.
Any questions on my questions?
No. No.
Okay. Let's go live then. I bring you in a
Okay.
moment. Okay.
Okay.
And please let me finish the question before you start answering, because in editing it becomes a nightmare.
Okay.
I will read the question to you. Okay. I will display on your screen at the same time. I'll read the question as well.
Okay.
Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Sharon Riche. Sharon is an author, owner, beauty advisor, and executive response case unit analyst at Citi. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Sharon Riche. Sharon, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
I live in Southern California. I was actually born in New York, and I am here today. My hope is to inspire people to live a life in gratitude, even when you are facing darkness or challenges in your life. There's always light to look to.
So, Sharon, what is your story?
My story is I was born healthy in Brooklyn, New York. A few months After my birth, I developed hemangioma, which led to blindness. I'm still blind in my right eye. And I faced a lifetime of bullying and exclusion. And I just faced my fears and challenges. And I am the testament to here today to tell you that no matter how you're treated in your life, it's really up to us to how do we deal with our challenges and how do we face them, and it shaped me to be the person I am.
Mhm. What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
My top 3 mistakes are, as an author, my first mistake is don't ever hurt anybody. When you're writing a story, especially when it's a true story, be really careful and very cautious to not hurt anybody else, or it's really important. In my first book, I made the mistake of changing the names to not hurt people, but it was so obvious who they were, and it's one of my regrets. So that's my first one, is don't talk about other people. It's just, unless it's in a good light. And don't write for an audience, just write from your heart. Don't write as if someone's going to read your story. It will come off much more authentic and genuine if you just write for yourself as a cathartic experience. And the third mistake is don't be afraid of failure. When I was a freshman in college, I had a professor encourage me to publish one of my essays, and I didn't have the confidence, and it was too personal, and I was too afraid, and I consider that a failure, because I did not take an opportunity to accept someone's critique of my work, and it was in such a positive light, and I wasn't ready. I was only 18, and that's one of my regrets, and I consider that a failure. I feel like you should really pursue every opportunity that falls in your lap.
What are your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
My greatest failure?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's my failure story. So what I learned from it and how I recovered from it is, I just feel like it made me just take chances and pursue goals that are completely out of my comfort zone. And I have learned, the lesson is my life is much more meaningful because I am taking more risks and doing things that I feel like doing things that scare me actually make me stronger.
What are your top 3 success secrets others can model from?
So as an author, it's important to have a timeline, have a goal. I feel like I write better when I have a vision and I have a deadline. I work better that way. So it's be organized with your time. Write every day, even if it's just for an hour a day, even if it's for 10 minutes a day, just whatever your goal is, pursue it every day. Put aside time for that. And I've already said this, but don't say no. Say yes to every opportunity. I really believe in that quote. You don't regret what you do, you regret what you don't do.
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question, quick answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you grateful for today?
My health. Today happens to be 31 years to the day that I lost my mother to breast cancer. And I have surpassed her life by 6 years. I was 24 when she passed away. She was only 49. And my father also died of cancer shortly after. I'm just grateful I have made it to this age, being healthy. And I know that's cliche, but I can't be more grateful my children are healthy, the people I love are in good health. And you have nothing if you don't have your health.
How young are you?
I'm 55 and proud.
Sharon, you are not 55. You are 18 years old with 37 years experience.
Well, thank you. I'll take that.
What you want to do when you grow up?
That's a good question. I'm still not sure. I definitely want to pursue, I want to keep writing. I want to write more books. My next goal is to write a children's book with my daughter, who's pursuing her master's degree in teaching. And I'd like to eventually get my books into schools. So I'd like to get my books out there in that way and just inspire the next generation.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I just face it. I mean, I feel like I don't really have a choice. I feel like I look at my challenges and I'm grateful, you know, that I just face my fears head on, and you know, I have my days where, of course, I'm in fear a lot, and I have my share of anxiety, but I accept them, and that's, bring it on. What else can I do?
How do you start your day?
Well, I usually before I do anything, I practice gratitude. I think of what I'm grateful for. I go for a run or a walk. Even when I don't feel like it, I think to myself, I'm lucky I can do this. I get to do this, as opposed to, oh, I have to do this. So yeah, I work out every morning, and I don't drink coffee. I'm not one of those. I drink water with lemon, but I just, yeah, I would say I start my day with a run or a walk.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Don't listen to all the negativity. Who cares what they think? I spent so much of my childhood and adolescence caring about what other people thought and trying to please everybody else. So I would tell my younger self, who cares? Just be yourself, be proud of yourself, hold your head up high.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, I would just sit down, and I'm a planner, I'm an organizer. I would sit down and go step by step and explain, and this is what my visions are, and hopefully we'll be on the same page, and be collaborative. It's important for your partner, whoever it is, to be together in your visions.
What is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it?
Well, shortly after my mother died, it was very difficult. You know, I was only 24. I didn't have any friends that had lost their mothers. I was a newlywed. I was had my first baby shortly after she died, and I read this book, Motherless Daughters by Hope Edelman, and it changed my life. I actually met the author. I consider her a friend and confidant, and it just inspired me to realize that I'm not alone. There's a whole community of women that have lost their mothers, and parents too. After I lost my father, it also helped me face that, being a parentless parent, and so it impacted me, and it taught me how to just be strong and look to others for support, because that was always very hard for me. I always was very independent. I didn't look to other people for help, and I've learned to reach out more if I am having a moment where I could use someone's support.
Just curious, are you in touch with the author? Can you arrange the interview for me? I want to interview the author.
Oh, you want me to read a passage from the author?
No. Is it possible for you to make an introduction to me so I can interview the author of the book?
Oh, Hope Edelman?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hope Edelman.
Yeah. So can you arrange the interview? Can you make an introduction to me?
Oh, who she is?
Yeah.
She's the she's a best-selling author. She lost her mother when she was 17.
Okay.
And she leads motherless daughters support groups now.
Sharon, yes. I know you're probably excited. I'm saying, is it possible for you to make an introduction for Hope to me so I can interview her on my show?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Sorry,
it's okay. It's okay. Why being impactful is important to you?
Well, I feel like it's my responsibility to leave behind a legacy, whether it's for my children or for other people, or I feel like it's I want to make a mark on this world, and so that's why.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
Living, probably, wow. Ooh, that's a tough one. I turn to my children a lot. My kids they're all in their 20s now. I would probably say my oldest, my firstborn, I look up to him. He's my, I am just so in awe of the person he is. And yeah, I would say I can't say all of them. So if you're saying one, it would be my firstborn.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Wow. Well, being a good mom, and just being a storyteller. My books are about my life and my family, and being a historian. I want to be remembered for leaving behind a legacy for my children and future grandchildren and their children, and being a person of goodness and integrity.
Who is your ideal client?
Anyone that's open and wants to be inspired, and anyone that has an open heart.
I understand that you are author of 3 books. I like to show you one book at a time and why someone should read that book and what will be the impact. Go for it.
Okay, so this is my first book, Just One More Day. And this book, it's very poignant because my mother died today. This is my mother and me. This is our last hug. This was at my bridal shower. She died only 4 days later after this photo. And the reason why someone should read this book is it's not a sad book. It's actually a book of hope, and it's a love story between a mother and daughter. And I wrote, it's basically the last 6 months of her life and our relationship. And we kept secrets from each other. She kept the secret that she knew she was dying. She didn't want me to worry. And I kept the secret from her that I was afraid of losing her. We were both trying to be strong for each other. And it's just how basically it's never give up on hope. And she survived 6 years after her diagnosis. So I don't look at her as I feel like she still did beat her cancer, even though that's how she died. She lived her life with so much, she lived it so fully and with deep, deep gratitude and always humor. So the book will inspire you to not lose hope and always live life with humor, because it helps. And then
go for the second one.
Okay, so this is my second book. This one is very special to me. This is my father. This is a few months after liberation. He was a hidden child of the Holocaust. He's about 8 years old here. And the reason I wrote this book is my father never talked about his experience. It was too painful. And so it's just so important to me to tell Holocaust survivors' stories. My father's no longer with us. And a lot of Holocaust survivors are no longer living. And it just felt like it was my duty as his daughter, as a second-generation Holocaust survivor, to retell his story, to get it into the Holocaust museums. It's in the Yad Vashem Museum in Jerusalem. And the lesson in that book, and people that read it agree that my father, he found light in every situation. You know, he always said, wherever there's darkness, you can find light. And he just cherished his family and just the most simple things. And he had a survivor mentality, and that was instilled in me, to always be grateful. And also very funny. Everything was funny. We just, in the darkest of times, even when he was sick, He died of lung cancer. Even in his illness, he was so funny. He said, you know, I'm going to tell everybody how I feel about them because they're just going to talk about me at my funeral and I won't be there to hear them. He laughed about it and he just thought it was so important while you're living. Appreciate the people in your life and tell them how you feel. Express your feelings always, whether you're dying or not.
Let's go for the third one.
So this one is this is me as a this is me as a baby. You can see I have a hemangioma. It's a blood vessel tumor that covered my entire eye. This is a picture of the stained glass window I look through with my seeing eye. With my left eye, I look through this window every morning. This is me today. And this book is it's called Through the Eye of Love. And I was labeled ugly eye by my tormentors growing up as a little girl. And the reason I wrote this book is it's really for parents of children who might be going through struggles, and it's for children that may feel different. And my hope is that people who read the book won't feel alone, and they'll see that even though I'm blind in one eye, and I have a lot of insecurity from all the bullying I grew up with, I'm making the best of my situation, and I feel like I'm not just surviving, I'm actually thriving, and I don't let anything hold me back, and I do everything that a person with two eyes does. And I don't consider myself disabled at all. And it just made me have a lot of compassion for other people. And I would never have been the person I am today if I didn't have my hemangioma.
How can we support you?
Well, I would love for people to read my books. Yeah, and there's my website. I'm on Amazon. All my books are on Amazon through Kindle and paperback. And I would just love, more than anything, I would love reviews. More than reading the book, reviews are so appreciated. So grateful whenever anybody writes a review on Amazon. So that would be the most, that would touch my heart if you could write reviews.
You talk about reviews. We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Well, I feel very welcome. And at first I was intimidated. I was nervous, and I just feel so at ease, and you're just so wonderful. And I would highly recommend being a guest. It was a wonderful experience.
What would you say as a final word?
My final word is lead with love. You know, life is short. I know that's people say that a lot, but it's so true. Just live your life with purpose, and always lead with love and honesty, and express your feelings. Tell the people you love how you feel about them. They're not always going to be here. There's not always a tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from
Thank you
Atlanta.
so much for having me.
From Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good week.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let me say this. You are not as good as you think. You are better.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Have a great day. Enjoy your week.
Thank you so much. You too.
All the best.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਵੈਸ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਆਵਾਸੀਆਂ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਨੀਂਦ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ
सर ऐसा ही कुछ समझ ले
हैं अच्छा क्या सीखा है जिन्हें नींद आ रही है उन्हें क्या सीखना
सर ये जो गेस्ट आई है इसको आना तो नहीं चाहिए पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गई है अगर आ गया तो ये जो उसने बुक दिखाई है आर्थर वाली ये तो मीटिंग तो अरेंज कर दे कि ना और कुछ है या नहीं, वो टीम जो बुक अपनी दिखाई है वो भी हमारे काम की है, ये चीज है। अगर कोई गेस्ट क्वालिटी वाले ना हो तो उस कैसे भी करके कुछ ना कुछ उससे ले ही लेना है।
ठीक है। हाँ जी, ये क्या है? दयानंद या व्हाट डिड यू लर्न? आप म्यूटेड हैं भाई, म्यूटेड हैं।
सर मैंने लर्न ये किया है कि वो जो अपनी फैमिली की सारी बैकग्राउंड की स्टोरी सुना रही थी, जो उनकी जो बुक्स थी ना वो इमोशनल हो रही थी, नर्वस हो रही थी, बिजनेस थोड़ा कम ही दिखाई दे रहा था और फैमिली स्टोरी ज्यादा उनकी बुक्स में दिखाई।
क्या लर्न क्या किया है आपने? क्या लर्न किया है? ये तो उसने बताया ना, आपने लर्न क्या किया है?
मैंने यही लर्न किया।
ओके, ठीक है। अब्रार अहमद।
पहले तो सबसे उसने वो अपने जो बताई हैं मिस्टेक्स टू अवॉइड, उसके अंदर एक उसने जो बताया कि कोई भी आपने बुक वगैरह लिख रहे हैं तो अगर आपने किसी के बारे में लिख रहे हैं तो उनका ऐसे आइडेंटिटी इनकी प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश करनी है। उसके बाद
अच्छा, मेरे पास 30 सेकंड रह गए हैं और बंदा भी एक रह गया है, जल्दी करें, हरी अप।
ओके सर, उसके बाद उसने जो मेन आपने एक बताया था ना कि कुछ भी वो करने से पहले ना कॉन्फिडेंस इसमें शुरू में थोड़ा कम था और ये लोगों के बारे में सोचते रही थी कि वो क्या कहेंगे, तो उसने कहा कि ये चीज आप अपने अंदर रखें कि
हम क्या करते हैं, लोकी की कहेंगे, अपनी जिंदगी है ही कोई नहीं। हाँ फैसल, आपने क्या सीखा? 10 सेकंड, 10 सेकंड। म्यूटेड है। हाँ जी
सर मैंने ये चीज सीखी है कि अपने कॉन्फिडेंस को कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करना है, कैसे आपने कम्युनिटी के अंदर सरवाइव करना है, व्हाटएवर आपके सर्कमस्टांसेस कुछ भी हैं, लेकिन आपने खुद को स्ट्रॉन्ग किस तरह से शो करना है दूसरों के सामने।
100%।
आपने खुद को अपने आप बीच में शो करना है।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच।